All right, gang. As part of our strategic plan, we have spent the past year completing a brand renewal process that we are going to share with you this morning. Are you excited? We knew that brand work would be tough. You can't just slap a logo on something, on stationery, and call it a day, because what would be the point? Do you agree? Our new brand needs to inform, educate, and empower members. A good, solid brand should change the way we operate, engage, and communicate with members and to the outside world. And that is a big job. And to do this work justice, befitting of our union, we turn to James Hanington and Stiff, his branding agency. Can we welcome James? He's here to tell us what they've found out and tell us about the process.
Thank you, Erin. Hello, everybody. Many of you have met us over the past year, perhaps at an ACC, in-person interview, last night on the dance floor, I don't know.
Oh.
Many of you have been involved in our consultations, but for those of you who haven't met us, I'd like to tell you a bit about our work and how we endeavor to create a renewed brand befitting, as Erin said, of this historic, powerful, spicy, which is the new word,
Yes.
union. A brand isn't just a logo, a color palette, and a few font choices. Those things matter little if the work hasn't been done to uncover what the brand really represents, why it's meaningful, what it tells the world. A brand is how an organization really does its business, how it underpins reputation, how it connects people both internally and externally. A brand is a reflection of culture, of connection. But it always hasn't been that way. There's been a shift in branding over the last 100-odd years. And if you'll permit me, we're going to go into a little bit of theory.
Take it away.
In the 1900s, this is sort of where we look at the birth, this is post-industrial revolution, the birth of modern marketing, advertising, communication. And if you think those are gross words because you're a Gen Xer who read Adbusters as a kid, Gracie, we agree with you. We don't like them either. But in the 1900s, when people were creating new towns and new industries, they had to figure out a way to advertise their services. And so in the 1900s, all you had to do, if Erin and I went and we created a new town in Northern Ontario.
Which we could.
Which we might.
Let's see if we have time.
And there weren't many provisions of food. We might create a bakery. Now, if there's no one else doing this in town, what would we have to say? What sign would we put up above our bakery? Open. Okay, all right, fine. I'll give you that one.
That's good.
Take her name, please. Yeah, we'd say bakery. Pretty self-evident. But if Erin opened a bakery and I came and said, I think this town's missing something spicier, I'm going to open a boulangerie.
Oh.
Right? Unveil.
Yeah!
Erin would have to pivot, to use other boring marketing language. It wouldn't just be enough with her, boring old stale bakery with fancy boulangerie over here.
No.
So what would she have to do? She'd have to talk about what what she would do. If you come to my bakery, you will not have to anymore bake at home. You would not have to, you can spend more time with your kids. These are the benefits. The bakery is the feature, the benefits are what that'll do for you. In 1925, Coca-Cola used to advertise and say, Coca-Cola, the cure for thirst after a hard day at play. I don't know if you've ever chugged a can of Coke after a hard day of play, but we at Stiff do not recommend it. But by 1950, it wasn't enough just to talk about the benefit. Coca-Cola will quench your thirst. That is a benefit to buying their product. But by 1950, it became about experience, what you feel. So Coca-Cola no longer quenched thirst. What did they say? Always refreshing, always Coca-Cola. What they were selling, what their identity became about, was the experience of being refreshed, not quenching thirst. That's Erin Bakery territory.
Gives me GERD.
No comeback? And because we had all these great experiences, by the 2000s, we actually started to identify with the brands that we believed in, where we gave our money. I am a Whole Foods shopper. I'm a Costco shopper.
Same.
I'm a GT Boutique guy, actually, but
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a BMW driver. I'm a Tesla driver. Why? Because you're saving the environment? No, I like Elon. Okay, fine. But
Shame.
shame. So what does this actually mean? It means that you have your features, you have your benefits, but that's where most organizations stop. If you're competing with features and benefits and that's what your members know, that's the conversation, then you have no opportunity to lead to experience and then identity. And identity is where people will be with you forever. So those who haven't had the experience of taking local action or haven't needed ONA's service might not have that experience. What do I get for my dues? Is ONA even relevant anymore? Now, you know what? I'd rather keep the cash. This is the conversation we need to shift. Conversations solely around dues and benefits plant OMLA firmly in the features and benefits categories. Comparisons to insurance companies don't help. I have a gym membership. I have dutifully paid my gym membership $115 a month for the last 2 years. Would I ever call my gym up and say, what the hell? I have been paying my membership fee for 6 months. Why am I not buff? Where's my buffness? No, of course I wouldn't, because it's my lazy ass's decision to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos and watch Netflix instead of going to the gym. Is that the gym's fault? No. But if I did get off my bottom and go to the gym, what would I find?
Oh, yeah.
I feel othered.
That's
I
right,
would find
Minerva.
pristine machines, personal trainers who are there to help me get fit. Those trainers themselves have made a choice. They had their time as gym members. They competed in bodybuilding competitions. They boxed in a ring. But that was in the past. Now their mission as employees, does everyone know where we're going with this? As employees of the gym is to polish those machines and help me in every way I can as a member of the gym to fulfill my fitness goals. But first, I have to choose to do something about it. I have an experience gap.
This experience gap alienates and divides the people we represent. I spoke about this the other day. Members don't identify strongly enough with ONA to have the will to fight sometimes. And as leaders of ONA, we can shift the attitudes and behavior of everyone involved in the union. everyone. You need to make every member feel that they belong, and not just through their financial contribution. You need to remind them of how collective action starts at the local level. And that is what will bring changes to their workplaces, our workplaces. You need to shape an experience that is rooted in the shared identity and the values of a working sisterhood.
Today, we take the first step in closing the experience gap. The first part of our brand renewal process was talking to members of all designations. We've gone across Ontario in each region at a variety of bargaining units, big and small. We spoke to partners, to employers. We wanted to get as accurate a picture as we could of nursing in Ontario as any outsider possibly could. And here's what we've heard. The spoiler alert, it's not pretty. Nurses are caring, but not cared for. Courageous, but not unbreakable. Necessary, but not considered. Loud, but not heard. Seen, but not recognized. Many, but not enough. Destroyed, but not defeated. So what does this mean for ONA? We should do better. It means that members are disgruntled. They feel unheard. And nothing quite unites a group of people like a common enemy. And unfortunately, ONA has become the common enemy. I see heads nodding. The disparity between regions, locals, roles, and designations should be a source of pride, not a fuel for internal resentments. You should be fighting against Doug Ford, against administrations.
Yes.
And you can only do so because ONA is the sum of its parts. ONA needs to take control and educate and empower members about its value. ONA is nothing without its members and its locals. But right now, the brand's saying something different. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Erin, can you lead everyone through one of those rallying cries you do? With George Orwell here? Let's do it.
At the limber it up. When nurses and healthcare professionals are under attack, what do we do? When nurses and healthcare professionals are under attack, what do we do? I can't hear you. When nurses and healthcare professionals are under attack, what do we do? Yes! That's this!
We have to reclaim the truth from government, the healthcare administrators, and each other. So we've come up with a new brand, an opportunity to set the record straight. I want each of you to live this for the rest of your life. Number one, tell the brutal truth. Number two, energize members. Honor your history. Unify and unite your brand. Empower locals. Now, in our consultations with members across the province, we heard a recurring theme that sort of bugged us. And as communicators, we look for this undercurrent, and we keep hearing it in every region. We kept hearing people just sort of defeated, sort of saying, why? But here's how that came across. The pipe fitters don't have the same problems we do, and they're not saving lives. Everyone talks about the pipe fitters. Any pipe fitters in the house? No. Run scared little boys. Why do the steel workers get so much respect? They all swagger around. Everyone takes them seriously. They're not saving lives either. Any steel workers in the house? No. So we looked into this. After the Industrial Revolution, when skilled workers were treated with less respect than the machinery they operated, they bound together in community-based brotherhoods. While their employers may not have treated them or the communities well, within their structure, they held their heads high. They said it means something to be a pipe fitter, to be a steel worker. They could be proud of themselves. In short, they brought nobility to their industry. No one could take that away from them, but you know what? No pipe fitter worked a single day on the front lines. And no steel worker could stomach for a moment we have to every shift. So, our question, why the hell do we compare?
James is right. But we haven't just lost our nobility. It has been taken from us. They strip away our power. They disrespect our training. They diminish our credentials. They silence our objections. They try and push us down to the point of breaking. But we will never let them. United, we prevail. Silly them. We're going to prevail. We will, because our principles will give us strength.
We respect our history.
We were born of grassroots, and we grow from those roots.
We care for the broken.
Nurses mend patients. ONA mends nurses.
We do not fear power.
Governments, administrators, the nurses are coming.
We love fiercely.
Injustice makes us angry. Anger makes us act.
We find strength in each other.
Local action is our action.
And we change the places we go.
Settling is not an option, for we are at stake.
ONA is not a union. It's a platform for local action. And you know what? It always has been.
Look at that. So our question is, how do we bottle this? How do we take this energy and momentum built over 50 years and channel it to fuel our fight for the next 50? The answer was remarkably simple. We just had to open our eyes. We have a new identity in two versions. A corporate logo. Do you like it? This logo is for when we need to be all fancy and legal and stuff. and a street logo we can really sink our teeth into.
But this wasn't enough. We want to give the locals more prominence in our brand. So we've put the local numbers in each brand.
There you are.
So there's no more Ontario Nurses Association local number 83, your ONA 83, ONA 16, ONA 45.
Yes. So that's right. We've got 60 logos. You each get your own identity with all the colors and pictures you want to use. You get to use. Well, you will see the colors, Karen. We're building suspense. This will remind members their union is a grassroots collective.
This is not a new brand. It's a long overdue reflection of this union and its members. It's a structure where people can safely have their feelings and channel them into positive action. This is a dollar store brand, inspired by the materials members have sourced and turned into protest ammunition for the last 50 years. The brand is accessible, and it should be, for members to find materials they need to replicate the brand for a meeting or event or a protest. Your 5 colors are inspired by the very Bristol board members have been writing on, chopping up, and taking to the streets. Your font for messages handwritten in Sharpie. And the tape? Well, Erin, well, there's your skull and crossbones, Erin.
Our workplaces are barely held together. The system is crumbling, our teams are discouraged, and we are the ones left to hold it together. So I want you to use this tape to outline placards, put up memos, fix the spines of broken folders, cover the surfaces around you, and show them we are everywhere.
Every local has a brand. You can use any colors you want. You can use any font you want. You will scream by the materials you make. And there's actually something important about that. We have a bit of a show and tell.
Yes. We have a prop.
Here's a flag we made. This is the first brand element ever created. This fancy pants.
The first one.
We bought a tablecloth from Dollarama, printed out a stencil, an ONA stencil on 8.5 by 11 paper with some crappy printer we have, and then we used leftover house paint that we stole from one of my employees. This flag, sorry Shannon, this flag cost $5.42 to make. Do you know why it's blue? Because that's what they had at Dollarama.
Do you love it? Here she is. I'm having that hung in the boardroom because it's imperfect and it's fantastic. The power of the new visual identity comes from the fact that members can use it. You can use it, just like you saw there. Those up close, you can see there's splats kind of everywhere, and it makes it beautiful. This helps us harness our creativity for extra impact, the splats and all. The brand is designed explicitly with the knowledge that it will be replicated and implemented by hand. By hand. Locals can choose from many combinations of colors and applications they feel best represents them within our ONA family. So the prongs of the O represent each of the 5 regions, and that's a deliberate choice. ONA is not defined by the offices its leaders work out of. ONA lives in each of these regions with each of its members. The brand is a continuation of our history. Our protest signs have traditionally been made, they've been handmade and bold. I have them in my office with big statements and bright colors. For the last 50 years, what's been covered by the media are the signs and slogans made with the time we don't have for causes we shouldn't have to. These handmade signs get noticed more than the glossy ones. We all know the glossy ones. Those are pretty too. But our goal is to show the nurses, our goal is to show that it is the nurses who are in charge of their own fight. We want every member to make their own flags, placards, and signs. Use tape, scrawl on these signs.
There's no central, there's no ivory tower, just the street.
The street. That's where we march. That's where we're seen. That's where we're feared. This is our brand. It's every one of you. It's your local, and it's your ONA.
They strip away our power. They disrespect our training. They diminish our credentials. They silence our objections. They try to push us down to the point of breaking. But we will never let them. United, we prevail. Our principles are our power. We respect our history. We care for the broken. We do not fear power. We love fiercely. We find strength in each other. We change the places we go. Stay in the fight and fight like a nurse.
Yeah. You good? Yes. So let's take back our nobility. Are you ready? This is the right brand for us, and we're getting it at the right time. So during the break, you're going to love this. Open the doors. Head over to the merch shop and see what's there. And when you come back, we have a surprise for you. So until then, I want you to stay strong and fight like a nurse.